Hello, and welcome back to my mountain and forest slumber island. In the previous episode of this two-part series, we did the land bit and we created a beautiful forest and mountain area on this small slumber island. And so now what we've got left is to decorate the beaches, the rocky areas, and then inside the house as well. So that's what we got going on for today. So let's just have a quick recap and a little tour of what we've done so far. So I kept the color scheme quite natural, with little pops of red here and there. So nice greens and browns, whites, some black tulips here and there. And yeah, I think it's turned out really beautifully. I'm pretty happy with it overall. And this is a small island, so we had a smaller space to work with, but it was less daunting than, say, a medium or a large island that I'm just working on by myself. So let's head back down here. So we've got this area over here, and if we head this way, we've got like a little peninsula here and this little picnic area. And nice view above as well. And then just a little vegetable patch over here, a little bit of gardening, little fishing spot there as well. And then just sort of carrying on that forest theme over here on this side. Okay, so I don't really have a huge plan in mind for what to do with the beaches and everything. I'm not sure I want to add palm trees, so we'll have to think about that. So let's just get started. Let's get to it. I'm gonna start with one of the rocky areas just because I feel like that's a little bit less daunting. So let's go check out what we have and take it from there. So I was thinking maybe we do like another fishing area over here. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what there is. And if we are, then what I'd like to do is let's make this a bit easier. I want like the fishing rod stand, I think, rather than just a single fishing rod. So could get out a yacht, maybe move that over here. So let's see what's going on here. I think I want it in the brown. And yeah, we can have like a little dolphin logo there. Yeah, I think that's cute. Let's see about that right now. Move that back a little ways by the beach. There we are. Okay, cool. So we have that set up. And let's see what else we got. We could add a wave breaker or something. We got the fresh cooler. So I'm thinking I want like some of the fish drying rack, like one or two of these. We can do the fish there. Yep. And then we can maybe do another one back here if there's room. Can do the squid. Something like that. And then we can have let's see if we can find the fishing rod stand. Yeah. Then we got the fishing rod stand here. And we can just have that over there. So we've got a little something going on here just to get us started. And we could also maybe, I'm just looking to see what else there is. We can always add like a few like garden rocks and things just to make this look a little bit more rocky, if you see what I mean. So we could do something like that too. It doesn't just have to be like a furniture item or whatever. And then just looking at what we've got down here as well. Okay, so we have some of those statues and things. I think what I did want to do was break out the cooler as well. I think that would be a good idea. Can leave that over here. Yeah, nice. Okay. And then maybe just get like a chair or something. Or a stool, like a stone stool. Let's see if we got that. Yeah, we do. Okay. And then we can set something maybe on top of that. Let's see what we got here. We could just do like some decorative bottles or something, just have something for decoration. But let's see what else there is, just out of curiosity, that we could potentially add. Maybe a lantern. Add that in the blue to sort of complement the. We can't really change. I don't think we can customize this cooler box at all. I think that's a special item from CJ, isn't it? So yeah, kind of a bummer, but that's okay. Okay, so we got that. Let's turn that on. Or did I turn that off? I can't tell. Okay, yeah, I think that's on now. All right, so we got that. Little bit of a little fishing area over here, so people can come here to do some fishing as well as some hiking and bike riding. Yeah, that's pretty neat. And then I might just add like a few weeds and stuff too on the sand. So let's see what we got. Yeah, just like to break it up a bit. I think that's nice too. It's simple, and we'll probably add something else. I'm just not sure what. Let's think about that real quick. So we could add like another log bench or something, like the wild log bench. We could add that. Yes, yeah, I mean, that's kind of simple, but I think that could work. It's quite natural, part of the environment, so that's cool. And then I also like dropping some seashells and just having some seashells as well. So we could do that too. We could always maybe like add some gyroids or something somewhere as well, so we'll have to think about that. Oh, wait, they're the seashells. And yeah, bivalve or two. So yeah, we'll add a few seashells too. And we'll just do something like that. And then another thing we can do over here, I don't know if I'm going to add any path codes or anything. I don't really think I have anything that would work for that. So we'll leave this sandy and we'll work with that. So let's think about what we could add over here. Now, I don't think I want to add any palm trees to this particular beach, but I could add maybe a swinging bench over here. That might be nice, like a nice view. So we can incorporate the swinging bench. Let's see what colors there are that might work. Let's go for the dark wood, maybe. Yeah. Okay, let's move that back a bit. And then we could maybe add like a little fire pit or something as well. So you can sit on the swinging bench in the evenings and warm yourself by the fire pit. Excuse me. So let's try to find that. I think I gotta go down a ways. Near the camping stuff. Well, we also have a sandcastle, so I could incorporate a sandcastle as well. And we do have like the surfboard, so I could incorporate that too. Maybe on the other side. Maybe the other side make that a little bit more leisurely. Yeah, so we've got the bonfire, we've got the campfire, we got the campfire cookware. So we have those options. And I'm kind of wondering if I should just do like the campfire cookware. So they're making a meal or something, you know? They're cooking up that fish or whatever. So we could add the swinging bench and then maybe incorporate like another stool or something. Let's try that. Let's go back up to the different seats and see what we can find for like a natural looking stool. And it could just be one of the wood, like this one, like the log stool or something. Or we could add like this leaf stool. That would be kind of cute. Maybe in a different color. And then do the same thing on the other side. Yeah, I think that's cute. Okay, let's move that a little bit closer. Yeah, nice. Okay. And then maybe add like a musical instrument or two, so you can sit by the campfire and maybe play some music or something, you know? So let's see about where the instruments are. Here we go. So we could do maybe the festival drum, or just a ukulele. I think the ukulele would look really good. Yeah, I think that works. And then we could also add maybe, if we go over here, I'm gonna try to find like the panpipes or something, or a tambourine. Yeah, I think that's cute. All right, let's stick the tambourine on there. Okay, yeah, so just a nice little social space over here. Looks very cute. And we could add maybe like a bush or flowers or something on either side. So let's maybe do that. Let's maybe think about what I like doing is I like the way that the cosmos plant looks on the beaches, but not when it's in full bloom, the other two stages. So let's go for that. Yeah, I kind of like that. I think that looks good on the beach as like a beach plant. So let's do something like that. And we can do the same over here, but maybe change the coloring. Let's maybe do the red, just for like a little pop of red there. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Okay, so we have a few plants here. And I might move where that is. Let's maybe move that a little bit closer. See what that looks like. And I might actually go for, instead of the white there, I might go for the black cosmos. Yeah, I like how that looks. Okay, neat. And then let's also see what else might look good on the beach. Like as natural items rather than furniture items. I'm trying to think like what could work there. So we do have some log stakes. That could work too. We could maybe like separate this area out with a log stake or two. Let's see what that looks like. Sometimes it's just fun to experiment with different things and see what works and what doesn't, you know? Yeah, we'll go for the white wood this time. Yeah, so we just have like a little bit of a boundary to this area. Just gives it... Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay, nice. And we could even, I mean, we could add another one over here as well. Whoops, I didn't want the climbing wall. Let's go for the log stakes again. Whoops. And I just want to move that out. Yeah, and then again, you kind of have like a little entrance area there. And I think that looks quite cute. Okay, nice. So, doing good. Got this little campsite area. We got this fishing area over here. Very nice. Now we've got quite a large area here to work with, so that's something to think about. Um, and I'm not, I mean, I give the beaches a go when I'm decorating my island. I give it a try, but I'm really not the most confident with beach builds, to be perfectly honest. I do find them a bit challenging to work with, and I always admire when people do fantastic work on the beaches. I think that's a really wonderful skill to have. So I'm just looking at some of these different items here and seeing like what jumps out at me for what we could do over here. So we could do like, we could incorporate maybe some of these outdoor baths or something. So we could think about that. Have kind of like a sauna situation on the beach, that kind of idea. I could incorporate maybe more mush parasols or some of these plants. I'm just trying to think about what would work. Maybe the odd glowing moss balloon would look nice. I don't know. Well, then of course we have some of these pirate items, so that could be kind of fun. Like I do love the barrel, and I think that's a pretty versatile item. I don't think that's necessarily a pirate kind of theme. And then of course we do have these flamingos, which look good on a beach, but I just don't think that really works with the color scheme that we're going for. And then of course we have these little tents. So we could add a few tents and things. We could add like a tent. We could add maybe like a hot tub or that yuzu bath. And kind of do something along those lines. So let's think about that. And again, we can kind of think about which colors we want to use. Or like, do we want these tents to be facing different directions or facing the same direction, you know? So maybe have them facing the same direction. Move this out a little bit more. And then we can create, yeah, we could create a few other things as well. So let's see what we can do. We could maybe add the odd inflatable bird ring. Let's look at the different colors that might work. So maybe the black swan. We can add that. Actually, I'm just gonna move closer to the water. And yeah. Try that again. Yeah, that's kind of fun. And then maybe we get like a beach ball as well at some point. We also have the surfboard, so we can include maybe the surfboard over here as well. We do have the sandcastle, so I'm thinking let's set up a sandcastle as well. Very cute. And we can get like a couple of surfboards back here too, maybe. Well, yeah, I think in the brown, I think that would work. Yeah. Yeah, so we got that as well. Yeah, we can kind of see what else might work. We can always do a bonfire. So we do have the campfire over there, but we could do a bonfire. Also, let's see what else there is. I do like the shell fountain. I don't know that that would necessarily work in this area though. So let's go back up to the different like bathtubs and things. because I might actually do like a bathtub with yuzu or something. So let's see if we can create like a little space for that. Okay, and maybe another one. Just have like a few. You can sit in this nice, warm, comforting bathtub, um, and just watch the water, watch the waves. I think that might be really nice. Okay, and then we can have, let's go back up here. And see what we got for like a table. We could also maybe do like a bistro table or something on the other side as well. We'll think about that. But right now, I'm just trying to find like what would be good for a little place to put like towels and things. Okay, we'll have that there. And go for that over there. And yeah, we got the towel basket there. And we'll get a towel basket there. Yeah, lovely. Okay, and then we can add like a few more plants and things like beach plants or something like that. So let's maybe add one of these little cosmos plants here. And we can add a little something back over here as well. If we go down here to the weeds, maybe go for this little clump of grass there. Yeah. And then we could add maybe a little something here as well. Let's maybe go to the red cosmos. I don't like that. I don't like where that is. That's kind of in the middle of everything, so we won't go for that one. That's okay. We don't need too many different plants. What if I planted that over here? How would that look? Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Okay. And then we could again have a little something over there. All right, nice. Okay, so it's nothing too fancy, but I think it's a kind of fun. Maybe I'll do another sandcastle as well. So let's maybe do, or I could get like some of these toy items, like a beach ball and things. So let's go see if we've got that. And what kind of color we could use. Maybe use that. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think that's cute. And I'll drop another seashell or two as well. Or we could also drop maybe a gyroid fragment, you know? So let's do that. I do like the Slumber Island. It's a great way to kind of experiment with different build ideas. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, let's just add one more like seashell or something. Yeah, cool. All right, nice. So we've done this side. And we're gonna head over to the other side and see what we can do. Okay. So this isn't quite as large of an area, but we could do a little something. I mean, a volleyball build is pretty easy to do, so we could do something like that. Just having a sip of coffee while I do this. Um, but I'm also thinking maybe let's start at this rocky area and then work our way down again, and we can kind of do it like that. So for here, I'm kind of inspired by the shell fountains. So I'm thinking we do something like that. We can do like some old ruins or something with the shell fountain. Let's see what I'm thinking. Let's see what we can do. Maybe get the stone arch in the mossy, right? Because my I named this Slumber Island Mosswood. I ended up naming it, and I called it Mosswood just to kind of reflect the fact that I was using glowing moss in the build, and also this is like a woodsy, foresty kind of build. So we've got just some different stone structures here, and maybe I'll use the I think we've got the Stonehenge. So maybe I'll use the Stonehenge. If we head down here to these art items, let's see what we got. Or maybe it's up here. Yeah. And then I can turn it around just to make it look like less Stonehenge-y. I don't know. Okay, so that's as far as that goes. Yeah, we could do something like that. Just kind of turn it around to make it look a little bit different. And then we could get like this shell fountain. So let's think about what we want for the colors. Let's go for the brown. Yeah, I think that's really pretty. And then let's see what we can add over here as well. We could always add like the mossy garden rock. We could add a tall lantern. We could add these lion dogs or something like that. So there are some options here to make it look a bit more ancient. I do like the stone pond. Maybe put that corner there. So it's just peeking out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And then I kind of want a little something back here. So let's consider that maybe. What about the glowing moss statue? We could do that in the mossy. Move that back a little bit. Yeah, okay, so we have a little something mysterious and ancient going on here. And yeah, I think that's kind of neat. Okay, cool. And yeah, we'll just leave that as is for now. Okay, so we've got that. And then I'm just looking at other things down here just to see if anything else like jumps out at us. We do have some of these statues here. But I don't know if that would really work, so we'll kind of pass on that. And what I'm also thinking is maybe we need to like build up around here just to add some sort of entrance to this area, and I'm not really sure what we can do about that. So let's consider those options. Maybe maybe I need to add like, I don't know, would a giant vine look weird on the sand? Let's go to these plants. Let's see what we got here. Maybe a decayed tree or two. That probably wouldn't look too out of the ordinary. Not sure about the mush parasol, but we could consider it. If we move that closer to here, that's as far as that goes. Okay. think that looks too bad. Okay, we'll give it a try. Oh, and there's no room. Okay. Yeah, the decayed tree does take up quite a bit of space, doesn't it? And I'm kind of wondering about the mossy, if that would work, if that would make sense for the sand. I'm not quite sure, but I kind of like it. So, and then we do have this tree here, this baobab, if I'm pronouncing that right. We also have the glowing moss balloons, so we could incorporate that, maybe in the gray. Let's think about that too. Let's put that closer to the water. Yeah, okay. And then we could kind of zigzag the glowing moss balloons. I might set this like in the evening or something, so a few things can really glow. And then maybe add a little bit of glowing moss too. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's figure this out first. Yeah, okay, so I am liking that idea. Oh, I can't move that any closer? Okay. Well, that's okay. Because then what we could do is have like some sort of entrance that begins here. So I'm thinking like not the castle gate necessarily, but maybe this ruined arch. Then I can add another thing or two. So if we go up here, I don't know if we can put anything on top of the glowing moss stool. Let's think about that. Because yeah, okay. Can I put anything on top of that? No. No. Okay. I do like that power stone too. Maybe I can incorporate the power stone or something. Right. Yeah, okay, and I can't add anything on the other side. This is too narrow. Okay. But I could... Let's go back here. I could just place that here. So they don't have to be directly even on either side. We could move this back a little too. So we have like a couple. And then maybe over here we have another ruined seat or something. Yeah, something like that. Okay. With like a candle or something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that might be cool. Okay. So we've got like a little entrance. So let's add a few other things here then. We could add could go in a variety of directions here, I think. And so it's a matter of kind of deciding what to do. So one of the things that we could do is just add like some fallen stars here. And whoops. Yeah. That might be nice. Yeah, I think that's kind of neat, having a few of these fallen stars. Little star fragments. I think they can really make a difference. All right, neat. Let's go for something like that. And then another thing we could do is go back here, and we can head back down here, and we can add like a ruined broken pillar too. Although that's obscuring that's obscuring things a little bit. So we can move that out here. Okay, and just have it like that. And then I'm gonna add maybe some more plants and things. Just a few, nothing major. We're gonna stick with the idea of these little cosmos plants. I think the red and the black, those are looking pretty striking overall. So we've got that. And then we can maybe even add one or two over here too. I do kind of like that. Yeah, we can add another one over here. Oh no, there's no place. Oh no. What if I move this out a bit? Whoops, I don't want that one. Yeah, okay, nice. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm liking that. So we've got this area over here. Oh, that's a big fish. I wonder if you can actually fish, like in the Slumber Island. Do we even have that tool? We do. So yeah, I mean, oh, that's interesting. That's kind of weird. I'm just gonna test this out. Would this be a good way to like practice your fishing skills in the game or something? Oh, I wanted to attack the bigger one. Okay. Got a horse mackerel, but I'm still dreaming. Okay, that's funny. And yeah, okay, so we could add maybe like another gyroid fragment over here. So let's go back up. Add a gyroid fragment. If we can find one. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so this is kind of coming along pretty nicely, so that's cool. So I'm kind of wondering like how to proceed with this area. Do I continue with this ancient kind of look, or do I transition to something else? And I'm thinking about transitioning to something else. I just don't know what yet. So we're just going to think about that. But I want to put something over here that complements this, and that could be that transition point. So let's just go back. I'm gonna Get rid of the fishing rod. Let's go back and just kind of see what we got. Now we do have like different fossils and things, so we could do something along those lines. We could add some gyroids. That might be kind of neat. So we could incorporate some gyroids as well, which kind of makes sense if I've got the gyroid fragment there. So let's just think about which ones we want to add. What about the trembloid? Okay, yeah, I think that's kind of cool. And then we can add like another gyroid or two. Maybe the sproingoid. That's a fun one. And that makes this area look a little bit less static, a little bit more dynamic and alive. Maybe the boingoid. And we could add like another gyroid as well. Somewhere else. Maybe we want to add like some music back here too. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking that. Let's have one like hidden back here. Maybe go for the crumploid. Yeah, he's just peeking back there. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, so we got some gyroids. I like that. That's neat. That adds a little something to it that I think was missing. Okay, great. So we're coming along. Things are happening. It's probably going to be another long, another long video, but that's all right. So we could maybe add a shell partition. Maybe that's what I need, some sort of like gate between realms, something like that. So let's add another shell partition. I like the brown as well. The yellow's quite nice too, nice and cheerful. So maybe on this side we do that, yeah. Okay, and then yeah, and then we have that kind of transition point. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so with that in mind, then I think what we're going to do here, we're going to make it a little bit easier, and we're going to have like some tables and chairs and some coffee or whatever, or some coconut drinks or something like that. So we're going to do the shell table. Do I want that in the white? I don't know, actually. What are the other colors? Because I like the brown and I do like the yellow. That's nice and cheerful. So let's go for the yellow right now. And then we can add like some seashell seats. Let's go back over here. See what we got for the... Where are they now? Have I missed this completely? Do I not have it? Am I going crazy? Yes. Oh, it's right there, the shell stool. Yeah. Yeah, let's try the white for that one. Yep. Okay. Okay, so that's as close as they get to each other. So I'm not really feeling that. Let's maybe go for like the log stools instead. Yeah, I think I like that better, actually, that combination. And then let's think about, like, maybe add some picnic items or something. So if we go back up here, we can see about... Oh, we can add this glass pitcher. How cool is that? With some iced tea. Yes, please. And then, yeah, let's get out like a... Maybe like this bamboo lunchbox or something. Or we can just have this picnic basket. But I think, because we had the picnic basket elsewhere, let's maybe go for the bamboo lunchbox or something. All right, yeah. All right, cute. And then we can... let's see what else we can do. Maybe have another like table and chair or something. We could add like a mush table. I don't know if that would be weird or not. Maybe that would be weird to have on the beach. Let's maybe just go with a bistro table. Yeah, I am kind of liking that. And then we can have some sort of stool or seat or something over here. So let's go for the metal and wood chair, I think. Yeah, nice. And that can just be a table for one. That can just be for a single occupant. All right, I'm gonna add a few more seashells because I think that's easy enough to do, and it looks quite natural and quite nice. And we could add like the seashell stool for like a larger size seashell. Let's see how that looks. That might look weird. I don't know. We'll see. And just have a couple of those as well. Yeah, put that closer to the water's edge. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. We're gonna add another smaller seashell. Maybe this coral. Yeah. Can I have that a little bit farther away? Yeah? Okay. Nice. Yeah, I think that's cool. That looks very nice. And then what we can also do is, again, add just a little bit more plant life. And then I think we're doing pretty well overall. And maybe add something over here. Yeah. Okay. And I mean, I'm just sticking with the basics. You could, I think another plant that would look really good is the pansy plant, particularly when it's got like the buds. I think that also looks nice on the beach. Same with the lilies. I think that also looks good for a beach type of look. So if you did something like that, it's not quite as large as some of the other flowers as well, so you could certainly do that. I'm just sticking with these cosmos right now. That's keeping it easy, you know. All right, nice. And then I might add like a little something over here. I just don't know what yet. So let's add a little something just to liven it up a bit. And we could even just add like another glowing moss stool over here. I don't know how that would work. No, I think we need something a little bit better. We could go over here and we could just see about maybe adding a bush or two. I don't know. Like, would the hibiscus bush look okay? Can I even put that on the sand? Maybe not. Okay. Well, let's keep going then. And we could... Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We could add a bamboo bench over here. Yeah. And then we can just stick some scrapbooks over here. My favorite is the dark green variation, so I'm going for that one. Yeah, that's nice. That's easy enough. Just have a nice little place to sit and read a book there. Cool. Okay, I think it's coming along. It's looking good. Let's see what else. Just out of curiosity. Anything else that's jumping out? And I don't know. I think overall we're probably just gonna have it like this. We could add, thinking about it, I go back up here to the beds. We could add like a hammock or a poolside bed or a beach chair or something, or maybe even the paradise planning hammock. That might be nice to add. Yeah. Just have something like that there too. Can I move that back at all? Yeah, I can. Okay, cool. And then have maybe like a little radio or something. Let's see. Let's see what we could add over here. Let's go for like a shell music box, just because this is a slumber island. It's a bit dreamy, so let's go for like a lullaby kind of theme. And we're gonna go for the pearlescent yellow. Move them out a little bit. Then over here. And let's see what we can do. Maybe the aloha. That might be good. I love chill wave though. So let's go for chill wave because that's one of my favorites. Let's go for that. Okay, so I think we're good for the beaches. Now let's head inside. And I don't know if I can change the outside of my house, what that looks like. Because I might just change like the door from pink to something else that's more complimentary. So I think we have to talk to Lloyd. My house. I want to renovate it. Okay, cool. So I think it's really just the door that I probably want to change. Let's see what we can do about that. So maybe just the red. And do I want to do the beige and red, or is that a bit much? We'll just have a look real quick. Ooh, I kind of like that, the two-tone exterior. Let's go for that. Nice and easy. Yeah. I'm good for now. Oh, you can add pitfall seeds too? Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a game changer potentially. All right, well, let's go inside and see what we can do about decorating the inside. So we're going for kind of a woodsy, cozy kind of look. This is the transition from winter to spring. So I'm thinking one of these wood walls might be good to start off with. I like the dark mosaic wall, but it is quite dark, isn't it? And I think maybe we want something a bit lighter. I also like the wild, you know what? Let's go for the wildwood wall. I know that's a bit dark, but that's okay. Is that a bit much? That might be a bit much. Sometimes it can take a while to think about like what would be the best flooring and wallpaper combination. And I would like something a bit lighter for the floor, just so it doesn't look so dark and enclosed. But let's see what would potentially work. You know, I kind of like the Paradise Planning floor. And then we have, yeah, these are more like outdoor type of textures. And I don't know if those would really work as well. Okay, I'm going for the flagstone flooring. I kind of like that. All right, let's work with that. See how we do with that. See how we get on with it. Um, so generally I make this into like a living room. That tends to be what I do for this main room. So we can go with that. I can't really think of anything else to kind of make it into. We could make this like a B&B or something, and we could do that as an idea. So we could make like like a little restaurant area upstairs, and then that might make more sense in terms of the outdoor seating area. So we could do that. So in this case, then this would be like the reception area. And I've seen quite a few people do something like that. So I will try my hand at it. It won't be as nice as some other builds that I've seen, but I'll give it a go. So let's go with the arched reception counter. Let's just see what the different styles are. Let's maybe go for the brown. And this can be, you walk up and this will be reception. So then we've got, we'll add like a phone and a checklist, like a name list or something to that. So let's look at the, maybe I missed the, yeah, clipboard. That's what I'm looking for. And we can put a name list there. And then we'll get a telephone or something. I kind of like this rotary phone, so let's use that. Maybe use that in the green as well. You can add some nice touches of green. And then I will get a chair for this person to sit on. So let's see what we got for that. Maybe just an office chair. Yeah, very nice. Okay. And then on the other side, we could maybe have like a counter. Yeah, we could do maybe a pillar or two. Yeah. And then that kind of creates a space for the reception person, the person at the front desk where you check in. So we've got that. And I'm gonna add like some plants as well. Some indoor plants this time. So let's also add that. Love this bird of paradise. So we're gonna go with that. And we'll have that kind of like a plant on either side. Maybe the fan palm as well. Yeah, I think that's beautiful. Okay, nice. And then we've got behind them, we could maybe add like another plant, like the Arthurian plant. try that in the berry red. And then a little something else, like a light or something, or some books or whatever. Or a fax machine. Do we have a fax machine? We do. But the illustration, I think that illustration is so cute. Let's go for that. There we go. Oh, super cute. I like it already. Okay. And then we can create like a little coffee station or something for people. So I'm gonna add like some chairs and stuff, but I also think we should have like a little coffee station for people. So let's think about where we could put that. We could have that right here and add another pillar on either side. And we can have the espresso maker, maybe in the red. I don't know. I might change that actually. The green is kind of a minty green, and that's not really what I'm going for. Let's maybe add the white. Yeah, something nice and bright there. And then we've got these handy dandy mugs, so we could incorporate those as well. Let's maybe go for this brown variation here. Nice. So you got like a little coffee station over there. You can get a cup of coffee, and then I think we'll have like a couple of sofas for people to sit if they want. Maybe a little table and chair too. Let's just see what we can do. Oh, another thing I'm thinking of is like a coat rack or something when you walk in. That might also be good. So we've got that too. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, let's go think about some chairs and things. So we could do like a rattan armchair. And then we could go for something like that. That's quite nice. And then, oh, I'm kind of liking the Turkey Day garden stand. So we could have that as some sort of entrance to whatever the back room is going to be, maybe one of the bedroom suites. So then let's think about what we want on top of the garden stand. Yeah, we could do maybe the hyacinth lamps in the yellow. Would that look weird? No, I think that looks quite cozy. Okay, cool. Um, and then I'm also thinking we get like a magazine rack too. So we have that over here. So you can grab like a magazine if you want. Let's also get let's get a coffee cup so we can have like these people having somebody's having a cup of coffee. And I think the simple white works. Yep. I think that's nice. And then we can maybe just mirror that over here. Let's not make this too complicated, right? Yeah, lovely. Okay. And let's think about what else we could add. We could add maybe the artful shelves as well over here with just some nice music playing or something. So let's go back over to the music players. think I went too far. Or we could have just like some book stands. That's quite nice. That's quite attractive. Okay. And then we can think about what to have over here, which I want something a little bit different. The bamboo shelf look odd and out of place. I don't know. Oh, I think that's quite attractive. I think that looks okay. Do I want that in the lighter color though, the dried bamboo? I think I might. Okay, yeah, I think we're off to a good start for our little Slumber Island B&B. So yeah, cool. All right, let's think about what else we can add to the walls. Let's add this ironwood clock. I think that looks really sharp. And what about this imperial dining lantern? Would that look odd? I don't know if I really like any of those variations for this. So let's maybe just go for the, well, we've already got the hyacinth lamps, so I'll change my approach. Let's go for the hanging terrarium. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. And then we can also add maybe some floral swag over here. Or maybe just there. I don't know. I'll change. I'll change that one too. Let's go for the wall planter. Let's go for that one. And the dark brown variation. So we can put that up here. Yeah, beautiful. And then for here, I'm thinking maybe some artwork. Yeah, I think that's pretty. Yeah, we can add mom's embroidery somewhere, maybe over here. I think that's quite lovely. We don't need to add too many things, but you know, just a few bits here and there, I think would be good. And I'm gonna add like a welcome sign or something over here. What different options are there for the heart door plate? Would that work at all? I don't know if I'm really feeling any of those. I do like this one that's on the front door of the house, but that might be what we end up doing. Or I could do like a mushroom wreath. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, cool. And then finally, I'm just going to add some ceiling lights. And then maybe the wood shade lamp. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. Okay, cool. All right, neat. This worked out pretty well, so we're off to a good start. And let's carry on. Let's do one of the other rooms. So let's think about what we're doing here. I'm thinking downstairs I might do like a games room or something. So let's just start over here with this room. Let's just make a few bedrooms and then see where that takes us. Okay. Let's go into design mode. And then for this bedroom, we can do maybe one of these floral wallpapers. I really like this green. I think that's gorgeous. With maybe this brick flooring. Or maybe I'll do wood flooring. If we go up here, the dark herringbone, yeah, that's really rich. Very rich and sharp. Okay, let's go for that. So yeah, so this is a hotel room. So this is like gonna be similar to the hotel experience on the 3.0 update. So we could do the rattan bed because we do have some rattan items in the lobby. But for this kind of room, I'm kind of wondering if we want the log bed. I don't know about any of these patterns, and then we're getting into those patterns, and I just don't know if I want to deal with that. So let's keep things simple and do the antique bed. And yeah, that looks very nice, very attractive. So with that, we can also include some other items, maybe the antique wardrobe. Have that over here. I would like to create like a little bathroom space. So let's see if we can do that real quick. And I'm going to make use of these pillars. So here's what I am thinking. Let's go over here and we can make use of the small wooden partition, also in dark wood. Maybe move that back a little ways. Okay, let's see if we've got room for like a small bathroom. Where are the bathroom items? Okay, right here. So I'm thinking the toilet with the dark wood, the dark wood cover would work out. And let's see what else we got. Could we add the clawfoot tub? I think we can. I think we've got room. Yeah, we can stick that right next to it. And then do we have room for the plain sink? Maybe? I might put the plain sink somewhere else, or we can move that. We can move it back a ways. Then there's room to walk around. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, nice. So we've done that. And I'm just going to add like some candles or something here. Let's go for these garden wedding candles. I think that would look really nice. Yeah, beautiful. So when you walk in, some beautiful candles. Wonderful. Okay, so we've got like a little bathroom area, and then over here we've got that looks. Let's put the wardrobe over here because otherwise it looks quite cramped, doesn't it? So we can think about what else to include here in this space. I mean, that kind of fits just right there. That fits perfectly. So we're going to add that. We're going to add those cherry blossoms. And then I'm thinking if we go up here, I think this is where we go. I might, yeah. Then we got this antique bureau. We can add that. And we can add this antique chair. Whoops. Wonderful. And then I can maybe like a plant or something. Add this coffee plant. Do I want the coffee plant or do I want a different plant? Maybe the Schefflera. Yeah, the Schefflera I think is good. Okay, yeah, this looks pretty nice overall. So I'm just gonna add a couple things to the walls. Maybe add some floral sconces. Like so. We'll add one there too. And then we'll add just maybe a little bit of artwork and stuff here and there as well. What about these dried flower gardens? Would that look good at all? I added that over here. Would that work? Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Okay. What about the mom's art? I think maybe like the street with trees would look nice. But let's, do we add that there? No, we don't. Let's maybe add that there. Yeah, lovely. And I would like something there. I just don't know what. Maybe the wall planter again. Yeah, lovely. Okay, beautiful. I should probably add like a rug or something. So let's go with maybe this lacy rug. Whoops. And yeah, that just adds a little something extra. Okay, perfect. Okay, we got that one done. And we could maybe follow that setup or that model on the other side, if I can remember how it's all put together, but maybe just with like a different furniture series. So let's maybe do that. So let's figure out the wallpaper again. And kind of tempted like by the Art Deco, but also the mush wall. Let's go for this beige Art Deco. And yeah, take it from there. Maybe the orange. Yeah, yeah, that looks classy. Okay. And then let's go back up to the beds and we can figure out which kind of bed we want. I'm thinking maybe we go for, if I can find it. I was thinking an elegant bed, but I'm not seeing it. So instead we could do two of these. We could do like two singles, like so. Okay. And then we have maybe a table in the middle. In bronze. Yeah. Yeah, where are the clocks? I want like one of the old-fashioned alarm clocks. Yeah. Beautiful. So for this one, I'm gonna go for this maybe in a lighter brown. If you can hear any weird noises in the background, that is my dog. She's laying next to me. She's woken up and she's demanding that I rub her belly. Otherwise, she'll make like weird sneezing noises and grunting noises. So I'm trying to do this one-handed now. It's a little bit tricky. So yeah, okay. Anyways, right. Where was I? Let's do this again. And I might go for the light wood this time. And yeah, see what we can do. Back a little ways. There we go. And then, yeah, okay, so we'll figure this out. We'll just do maybe like the toilet and bathtub over here and then take it from there. So for the toilet, we might use the lighter wood, the natural wood. Yeah, we could do that. And then do we have room for a bathtub? Whoops. Alternatively, we could put the bathtub like in the room and we could just have the sink here. So we could do that too. We could change that up a bit. We can make that a little bit smaller then. There we go. Okay. So we could do that and then we could have like the bathtub over here or something. I don't know if that looks weird or not, but yeah, okay, so I have an idea. Let's change the coloring to the natural wood. Yeah, we can do something like that there. That sets it apart a little bit better. Okay. And then we could add like some wall shelf with bottles as, whoops, over here as like, these are the Bath and Body products or something. So yeah, cool. Okay. And then, let's get like a dresser or two. So we could add this maybe in the brown. Very nice. Oh, I don't know. And this I want in the natural wood. I just realized. Okay, so I have an idea. Thank you all for bearing with me. And we're going to go for the wooden wardrobe. On either side. There we are. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, cool. And then I might change this. Attach the white, and then we'll add some candles here as well. We'll add the sheet candles this time. Okay, cool. And then let's just add a few bits of wall art. Maybe these, maybe the imperial decorative shelves would look quite attractive. Yeah. And then we can have floral sconces there as well. Very nice. And maybe have like some fine art or something as well. Let's see, do we have some larger ones? Yeah, I think we might want. What about this one? Would that look? No, I think we need like a longer one. Okay. The detailed painting, that'll do. Okay, and then we'll also just add a floral sconce there and a little something here. Let's have this clock here. Okay, nice. Yep, that gets the job done. Let's carry on. So, right. So then this will also be the final bedroom suite. And then we'll do like a games room downstairs, like a recreation room, and then like a restaurant upstairs. And I think we'll be good. All right, so let's get to it. So for this one, let's see what else we can do. I'm thinking maybe the mush wall, because we do have some mushrooms outside. So let's maybe do that. Oh, I'm just trying to think of like what would look good for the flooring, and maybe this. Maybe we would go for this. Or the white brick flooring. Looks quite nice and bright. Okay, let's go for that right now. And let's think about what kind of bed we would like over here. Maybe the patchwork bed. So we could do that. I'm going to add something in the background though. And you know what? I really like, I really like the chic. So let's maybe base it around that. So let's maybe do a different wallpaper. That's a bit much, isn't it? I do kind of, oh, whoops. I do kind of like the abstract. But then the botanical tile would look really nice too. Or the olive, or the black. Ooh, I am kind of liking the black botanical. Okay, let's go for that. With the white brick flooring. Right. So what was I thinking? Yeah, I have an idea. Couple of these tall marble counters back here. Let's maybe do that in the black instead. And maybe I do want a different flooring. Let's just look and see what else there is. Yeah, let's maybe go for this gray. The only other thing I was thinking of was maybe the iron parquet, but no, I think we'll. Where was it now? The slate flooring. Let's go for that. Okay. So we've got. And then we could actually do this in the gray just for something a little bit lighter. Yeah. I think that does work. Okay, cool. Or do I want it over here? Well, all right, here's what we're doing. We're going to put this on the side here. And then we're going to have like a bathroom situation over there. Okay, let's do it. So they each have their own ensuite. You know what I mean? Gotta give everybody all the modern conveniences. Let's maybe go for the tankless toilet in the black. The marble vanity might actually look really good. And so we could incorporate that. That doesn't really give us the space we need. So we could have that here and then just have like a bathtub over there. And have another idea. We need like a half tile size thing. So if we go up here, we could just add something decoratively. I could just add the artful screen. And let's see. Have that like so. And then you still have a working toilet there. So yeah, I think that's cool. That works. That gets the job done. All right, neat. And then we can add okay, just had to let the dog in from out back, but I will edit the video to kind of cut that bit out. So yeah, let's think about maybe no, I don't like those candles. I'm kind of thinking maybe the trees bounty lamp would be good. So let's add that to the mix over there. And then we can add oh, I don't know. We can add a plant or some books or something. Let's maybe add the book stands in the black variation. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. I like that. And then on the side here, we could get a wardrobe. Right over there. Beautiful. Okay, nice. And then on this side, um, let's see what we could include potentially. We could use the tubular shelves. Let's see what the different variations are. Let's not use that in the black though. I'm thinking maybe the silver. Yeah. Or even the copper, but no, let's just go for the silver. And we'll add a plant. I think that will be the best thing. Nice. And I think I might add some music to this one. Maybe add a radio or something. Or we could add maybe this tape recorder. So I'm going to go out of design mode and maybe add, I like driving. Let's go for that one. Yep, very nice. Okay. And yeah, let's go for that. Okay. And then we'll add a few wall items as well. I don't know if I really want to add anything there. Let's put that over there. And then if we go to the nostalgia with the mom's art, I think that looks really pretty. Let's stick that over here, maybe. Or just there above the door. Okay, and then we'll just add, let's see, where's the towel rack at? Did I go too far? Yeah, it's further up. And we'll just add that there. And I feel like we should add something over here. Add those there. I don't think that really, I don't think those are gonna work. I do like the Imperial Dining Lantern. I feel like I don't use it enough. But I just don't know that that's gonna work in this case for something decorative. So we'll add a couple of wall planters over here. Like so. Yeah, I think that's pretty. Beautiful. Okay, yeah, I'm liking that. Liking it. Wasn't quite sure what I was going to end up doing, but that's okay. All right, cool. So let's head downstairs and create like just a games room or something fun, See what we can do. All right. But of course the hard part is always like, oh, what do we do for the wallpaper and flooring? And I'm kind of wondering if I should add like a feature wall and have like a window of some sort, like a window effect. So we could do that too. Let's see what kind of view we're thinking of. I mean, the forest wall kind of makes the most sense, you know? So we could do that. We could have like a forest view. So let's do that. but we'll get some partition walls in, and we'll get maybe this marble pillar to cap it off. Okay, nice. And then for the flooring, we have to figure out like what kind of flooring do we want? And maybe just something simple like that. Okay, so we have a little something here. So let's bring out some fun items. Let's see what we got. Let's get out some pinball machines and see what else we can find. I think we went too far for some of these items. Yeah, I was thinking the foosball table as well would be fun. Maybe a couple of those. And, oh golly, maybe a frozen drink machine too. And then, maybe a karaoke. Or we could do a jukebox. Maybe we'll do that instead. And then maybe like a sofa TV area. So let's do that too. Let's think about what kind of sofa situation we want. We could do the box sofa. See if that would work. And I'm not like committed um, to the wallpaper and flooring situation. Maybe we need something other than this stone flooring, something a little bit more vibrant is what I'm wondering. Um, but that also would go with like the view outside, the forest view. So we could go for the Paradise Planning wall. That's kind of fun. And then the Paradise Planning flooring, if we can find that again. That's kind of cool. Okay, so we could do that. Yeah. So let's have like some pinball machines over here. And we'll have the jukebox here. And we'll have, let's go back to the sofas. We could do a box sofa over here. I don't know what we're doing with that just yet. We'll see. Okay, so we could do something like that. And use an ironwood blow table. And then we could get like a TV. Oh, wait. All right, yeah, we got this TV here, this little TV here. That'll do. And then we could maybe add like the switch or something over here. Yeah, that's cute. I might want like a little table or something for that though. So let's go find like a little table. Yeah, fun. Okay. And then I think, what else have we got that we could add to that? I really just like the "We're open" sign. I think that's super cute and fun. So let's just see if that, oh, maybe not in that variation though. Just have that over here. That's kind of cute. All right, neat. And we'll add that maybe in the cool variety. All right, I don't know if I have like a pool table or a billiards table or anything. But that would be fun. But I don't know if I've got that one. Yeah, I don't think I do. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we got something going on here. And I think that that works. I don't know about these pillars now. We're gonna change that up. That's better. Right, nice. And then we could actually we could have like something like that. And then we could add like some more little fun items as well. So, for instance, um, we could have like some stacked magazines, maybe some travel magazines there, and tissue box or something as well. Then maybe a globe. Yeah, maybe a garden gnome, you know? Just let's go for the reliable gnome. Yeah, cute. Okay. And then maybe like a chessboard or something. No, I don't want a chessboard. Go for the bottle chip. Just as like some decoration. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's fun. All right, fairly basic. Let's bring this back a little bit too. Yeah, fairly basic, but I think it's a fun kind of basement area. Um, we could add maybe like skateboard. We could get wall-mounted bike. Let's maybe change the coloring on that one. Yeah, neat. Boomerang there. Okay. And then we could maybe add like, let's see what we got here. Maybe some starry garland or something. Yeah, I think that's kind of neat. That fossil, as that just looks kind of cool. And yeah, I think overall, um, this is looking okay. And I'm wondering if we should do. Ooh, I do like the wall-mounted bookshelf though, so let's get rid of that and just like add this wall-mounted bookshelf. And we'll do the brown, and we'll do like a field guide or something, or let's see what the other ones are. Maybe resort. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, neat. Okay. So I'm gonna get out of design mode. I'm gonna play some music as well, if I can. And for this one, um, let's go for Bashment. Yeah, that's a nice one. All right, neat. Okay, so we're good for that. And all we have left is the upstairs. So let's make like a little restaurant area for this for this Slumber Island B&B. All right, so what do we got for maybe a uh, I don't know if I'm into that. Let's maybe go down here to uh, maybe like the cafe curtain wall or the arched window wall. That looks really sharp. Kind of like the Argyle tile flooring. Let's see what else we got. Spooky flooring. Yeah, that looks really beautiful, really fancy. Okay, so where do I start? Okay, so I'm gonna get out these counters here, and I am gonna create like a little kitchen space. So this is gonna be like the dining space, and then we'll have like a little kitchen space too. So let's figure out the cooking items. Let's get a refrigerator. And then let's go up to these other cooking items. And we might do the ironwood kitchenette. Let's just see. Yeah, I think that might be good. We can add, would a brick oven be too much? I don't know. I think that could work. Could have some pizzas and stuff. And then we can have, just in the black. Yeah, then we can just have that. Okay, that's a little something. That works. And yeah, so we've got that as like the kitchen space there. Great. And that's where the magic happens. And then what we could do, kind of wondering if maybe I should do like a different wallpaper. Don't know if I'm really feeling this. Oh, I don't know if I'm really feeling that either. What if I did like a, maybe I should just go with a regular wallpaper. That looks really dark though. Kind of liking that. Okay, let's go for the brick. But still keep it classy as well with the gold elements and this really beautiful flooring. Let's do that. That's fine. So what I'm thinking here is we can add maybe like a little bit of a place to sit and eat at this bar. So do we have like any stools or anything for that? We do. We have the vintage stools. I think that could work. So over there, we could have that as like a place for people to have a drink or something. Iced coffee. Or an iced lemon tea. Yeah. If we go up here, we could have figure on this side that people can get just some stuff here. And some spices and things. Okay, yeah, that's cool. We'll get some coffee beans on top there. And then we will get this espresso maker and put that there. Perfect. Okay. And then we will have just a few things here. We'll stick up there. And then for the ceiling decor, we can add these hanging shelves. Yeah, nice. Okay, neat. And then, okay, just like some tables and chairs and things over here. So let's get to it. So we'll add a couple of these. And Let's get some chairs. Let's see what we can do for chairs. Maybe the metal and wood chair in the dark wood. Yeah. And then we'll add some different meals and stuff, for people to eat. So let's think about that. Maybe like a pizza or some bread. Go for some organic bread. There we go. And then it's not what I wanted. I just want to replicate this on the other side. Let's move that there. Oh, no. There we go. Okay. Have that in the middle, and then see where the pizza is. If anywhere, yes. Go for the pizza margarita. Have that there. And then maybe like a table in the middle. Yeah, cute. Okay. And you know what? They're going to have cupcakes. Because why not? Let's do it. Okay. So then I'm thinking I do want to add like some plant life. So let's do that. Something like that, and then we can do the same on the other side. Oh, I need to make that higher. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. All right. And then we'll add a few other items as well. Like so. And we'll add the log-mounted wall clock over there. And then we'll add maybe some more plants here. We'll add something over here. Like so. Make that a little bit lower. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, and then I feel like maybe some sort of artwork or something here. Maybe just this. Maybe this fancy. No, I think we need something bigger, don't we? So let's go to the fine art. Yeah, I think the Call Me painting as you walk in. I think that's really pretty. Okay, so then we can also add maybe some lighting as well. So here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna be very close to wrapping this up then. I'm thinking, yeah, if we go for that. Yeah, I think that looks really sharp. We go for those. Okay, nice. I don't think we need to do too much more. We've spent plenty of time. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing to cut this down to size a bit more. But yeah, I'm actually really pleased with how this all looks. Let's go back outside one more time and just review the beach. But yeah, I think we're good. We've done this Slumber Island now. We've done the house. We've done a little mountain and forest area, and we've decorated the beaches as well. So let's just walk around the beaches, see what we got. And yeah, I think that looks really nice. Like a really relaxing place, kind of a mountain forest resort. Yeah, lovely. Okay, now we can set the whoops. We can set the time of day. So let's think about when we want to set it. Maybe in the wee hours. Maybe like I don't know if this is 5 a.m. or 4 a.m., but I am liking this early morning light. What we could also do is we could set it maybe in the evening so we have more of a sunset um, feel. Ooh, that's a little bit too dark, isn't it? So we have this more orangey kind of glow. That's also quite beautiful. And we do see the glow of these items here a little bit. I don't know, I'm kind of liking the early morning a little bit better. I might go for that. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave it at that for now. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you all, whoops. I hope you all found some inspiration as well. And also got an idea of how time consuming it can be just to do a full like Slumber Island, even just for the small island. So you can imagine what the medium or large would be like. But those would be fun too if you have the time to just kind of go through and design as you like. Then I think it's really neat that these offer that opportunity to do that. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I might do another Slumber Island series, two-parter maybe, or maybe a three-parter in the future, because this was pretty fun. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.